goodness, what is up, Vlogsphere? It has been a long time. I do not look good today, I'm sorry. Didn't feel like doing my hair this morning. So, also it's about that time of the day where if I had my hair down, it would be like my worst nemesis and I pull it up anyway, so you're just gonna have to settle. Yeah, haven't done one of these in a while, and there's a lot to talk about. So I'm going to kind of cover everything in a little bit. First of all, class-wise. At the end of the last video, I was like, I hope things are better by the time I'm vlogging again. Things do make a little bit more sense now. I've finally chosen all of my classes. They all work. I have a better understanding of how they work, and I am settling in comfortably. I'm still a little bit lost about like what the exact workload is, but you know, that'll come in time, and I think I'm overstressing myself about it. So that's good. The more important thing is social-wise, how I'm developing socially. So over the past 2 weeks, Avni, who's the girl that is from South Carolina, and I have both been getting closer to 3 girls from Italy, specifically Sicily, who are also international. Obviously they're international students, but who are also studying here with the Erasmus program, and they are very nice. We've gotten to be pretty close as you can be after only like a week and a half of knowing each other. So yeah, they are very nice. We've gone to like grocery store together, and we've gone out to dinner and everything like that. So yeah, really expanding everything, and yeah, and the most fun part is even though I suck at it, I love learning languages, and I've always wanted to learn Italian. I think it's because of my early obsession with Silence of the Lambs, because Hannibal Lecter can speak Italian, but we're not going to focus on that. So I've always wanted to learn how to speak Italian. So we kind of have this agreement that I'll help them with their English, they'll help me with Italian, and we'll help each other with French. So they taught me the only 2 things that I clear as day remember are 2 like very like vulgar things to say to people. There's one of them that's like, you know, fuck off, and then there's one that's very Sicilian. It's in the Sicilian dialect, and it's I think it's fuck off again, but even more vulgar. So that's fun, and like we're just having a lot of fun. They love it when I say it, because they love hearing me. They love hearing a person say something in Italian, but with like an American accent, like someone who's a native English speaker, like English is their maternal language. And that kind of reminds me, when I was in Corsica, I went to a high school in Corsica, France, for a semester in 2012. All of the students there were very nice, but there was this one day we were talking about like the difference between like their perception. The difference in their perception of American and British accents, and I asked them, kind of naively, I said, well, if someone can speak French, how do you know that they're American? And one of them said, in a very, like, it was exactly like an American speaking French. She said, parce que tu parles comme ça, which means because you speak like this, which is just like, and the way that she said it, like, obviously that wasn't a French accent, and it was it was very clear that like the person saying that was not French. So yeah, looking back on it, it's a little more insulting than I think either of us knew at the time, but it was funny, and it's still a funny story. It does kind of remind me, there's a story that I wanted to tell that happened to me and my friends here last week, and so the 3 Italian girls, Avni and me, we all went to a restaurant to obviously get dinner, and when we first went in there, one of the girls, Valeria, butchered your name, sorry girl, but she went in to go say, you know, it's a table for 5, so she said, you know, it's a table for 5 in French, and the host corrected her and said, like, and told her a different pronunciation for 5. And we joked about it the whole dinner, like how like she hated him now, and like it was just like, oh, like we would say like go fuck yourself in Italian, because it was like we were joking, like whatever. And it was a joke, and I kind of understood why she was upset. I don't think he meant it rudely. I think he was genuinely trying to help, but at the same time it's like you don't really know us, so it's not like something appropriate that you do. But then later that night, I had my own experience. I was trying to say, I say in French, we do this to split the check, which usually is pretty simple. Like, you don't actually have to split it. You just say, oh, I got the margarita pizza. It was €6, so we just pay €6. Usually that's how it works, and you don't have to really worry about a tip. But I tried to say that, and the French was, I guess, obviously not that good, or the accent my accent was too strong for the French to come through, and the guy automatically said, oh, here, why don't you, like, he said, hey, you want to take care of this because the other person spoke English better. And I was like, no, I want to speak French. And so that was like the kind of first instance of that happening. It's the same in America, in France, and wherever. There are going to be people who come to your country and they don't speak the language. But one of the most important things to me is that you respect other people's cultures when you're living in their culture and you try. And that's what, like, Valeria, me, all of us were trying to do. We were trying to speak French and try to be adaptive to their culture. And quite honestly, that's the French language is very important to the French, and it's something like dear to their heart. Which, like, listen, I completely understand. But rather than, and I'm speaking about this individual, I'm not speaking about France as a whole, but I'm saying, like, for anyone who is proud of their language, and someone who comes to you who clearly doesn't speak it well, but is trying, you know, like, to automatically, like, brush it off and try to, like, speak. I know you might be trying to be helpful, which is great, but it's, like, the worst thing that you can do to someone who's trying to learn, because, like, they're trying to learn. Like, they want to be able to speak your language, they want to be able to be culturally aware and everything, and by just passing them off onto someone else who speaks their language, you're kind of, like, smothering that opportunity. And it's also kind of disheartening. Like, listen, we know we suck at French, okay? We already know that. We don't need you to tell us that. I don't know, essentially, I'm kind of rambling now, but essentially, the worst thing you can do is say, oh, you can speak English, you know? And I know that people are just saying that to be helpful. I'm sure I've done it to people sometimes. Like, you can speak, like, French, or you can do whatever, but, like, it's the worst thing possible because it deprives that person the opportunity to learn and to get better. And it also kind of puts them down and makes them like, oh, well, then what's the point, like, if I can't really get this. So, yeah, just to be clear about that. So that was the first time I really ever experienced that anywhere I've ever gone. So I'm not worried about it too much. But yeah, that's just one of those things that I think people should be aware of. This is a long video about a lot of nothing. Yeah, that's basically it. My room is a mess. I'm a mess. I should probably do something about that. And I have to finish my homework too, which is great. I really love having homework again. Not really. So yeah, I will update you later. Bye.